Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Your Football Show. Apologies for being late. I've only just woke from a nap. I had to run for a coffee, and then had a few technical issues. So they were all waiting patiently for me, as were you in the chat. Listen, there's already 500 people here. Amazing to see. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out each of the content creators' respective channels. All theirs are in the chat as well. I've not even forgotten this time, so I don't even have to change that. So that's all good. Leeds United won a game of football. They beat Ipswich Town, who hadn't lost at home, I think, since February. Were unbeaten in 21. Hadn't conceded like more than 2 goals since forever as well, something along those lines. And Leeds United have put 4 past them. And yeah, look, defensively, there's still question marks, and we will get down into the fine minutiae on that. But it's a 3 points in the bag and a set of happy Leeds fans for once. Let's say, Rocco, let's come to you, my man. How's the mood and how are you feeling?
Fantastic. I thought it was a brilliant game. I thought Leeds were awesome with that front line. I don't really think there's going to be any stopping us, to be honest. Like, I feel so happy with it. My concern is obviously that I still think it would be realistic for Sinistera to go, and maybe even Gnonto. But yeah, I'm just the typical fickle fan. Like, now I want it all forgotten, because like before I was thinking, well, if Gnonto stays, he'll play a bit, he'll be part of a decent side. Will it really make that much of a difference? But watching them on Saturday, I just feel like if them two stay, I don't think there'd be any stopping us. That is an awesome Championship forward line. We've seen some in the past. I think it's better than anything Bielsa had, for sure, by quite a distance, to be fair. And, better also than what Grayson had with Snoddy and Gradle, and Howson and Becker, which was good. But this is a different class. So, goals get you up from the Championship. I think Parker said 75. Like, them 4 could score 100. I hope I'm not getting carried away, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
If we all score 1 each every game, then we might get to
that. Max, just take us away, mate. Carry on. Like, it's everything Rocco said. I don't disagree with him, to be honest.
Yeah, well, we were saying how we've got a lot of good attacking players in terms of wingers and stuff. We don't have an out-and-out striker. We've gone and bought the best striker in the league, and now you're looking at that front line. You're thinking, all we need is somebody who is a specialist in that number 10 role now. And we look like a complete forward line. Defensively, there's a lot to be decided, but we'll get into that. But as a forward line, and as in terms of excitement and just outscoring people like what we used to do under Bielsa, just we'll score more goals than you, even if we do concede. Love it. It's so exciting. It's so nice to see. And we've got a striker as well, who his goal wasn't a worldie or anything, but the thing that I thought was good about it is that he was there. He was in the right place at the right time. I think it's so easy to overlook the fact that he scored that goal because it's a tap in. But when you actually think about it, a lot of what we've been crying out for is the fact that we didn't have anybody to go and stand in the right position. And we finally got that. So yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing off the back of that win.
Same, Kurt, he's bang on, Max, isn't he? He talks about the striker, obviously. We know your favourite human in Patrick Bamford. I don't think he's going to struggle to get back in, but it's important that he gets back and he's on the bench. But how excited were you? Because I know a lot. I thought he'd throw Pirro straight back in, and and he did. And again, that's another thing that maybe Bielsa wouldn't have done. He'd have had to take time. So it was nice to just see him say, where the goal is. You're coming straight in, and what better way to get off than a debut goal for Pirro?
Oh, I know. I mean, it was. I didn't know whether he would, like you, put him straight in, because obviously beforehand Bielsa probably would have sort of made him sort of learn the ropes and learn the style of play and all the rest of it. But you're absolutely right. He threw him in, and he was just a really positive force on the pitch. Not only because he scored that goal, but just the way that he allowed Ruta to play to his strengths as well. And my God, I mean, I was just like beside myself yesterday. I can't even like put it into words. I mean, I think it was just, it's like this powder keg that's been sort of like, heating up for so long, waiting for Leeds to like do something positive on the pitch. And yesterday it happened. And and obviously Pirro was a massive part of that. It's like, we haven't even just gone and bought a striker. We've bought like arguably the best striker in the Championship. So for me, it's a massive statement. And I hope that we are as kind of ruthless when it comes to, other signings like left back, maybe, and another midfielder. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I think the thing is now, as a Leeds fan, take it back a week, I wasn't feeling like this, but having seen them go out and get Pirro, I actually think, do you know what, they're going to do it. They are going to buy the players that we need in the positions that we need, and how many times have we been? Well, we've been crying out for a number 9 for years. We've been crying out for a left back for years, and I think they're going to go and fill them spots. And what is it now? It closes on Friday. It's not long left, but I'm confident it's going to be busy for sure. Luke, talking of powder kegs, obviously you were at the ground yesterday. How was the atmosphere? And just give us, because I was interested to, it doesn't really come across on the TV, but how was Nonto's reception, in the crowd, mate?
Yeah, it was great atmosphere. I mean, you know what it's like when you go away from home anyway, to really start getting goals early on as we did, going 1 down. I'm still sure that was offside, that first goal, by the way.
Yeah, it looked it.
But yeah, in terms of Willie, mate, it was mixed, if I'm honest with you. Everybody's been relatively vocal about Willie Gnonto and the fact that he refused to play, and as fans, I'm sure we probably never will forget that. But I just, you said before, we're a fickle bunch. If he's got a lot of work to do. I still think he owes an official apology to the fans and to his teammates. But look, it's like I say, he's too good not to play, isn't he? To have a player of that quality and that caliber just sat doing nothing is stupid. I'm glad he's turned it around. But yeah, in terms of, there was a lot of booing for him to start with. But I think he did. He did a lot to get over that with his goal. He played quite well, defended really well yesterday as well. Got back, which we hadn't seen him do a lot of previously. So I think he's got a bit of a rocket up his arse now, and he understands that he's not in the driving seat until he's got a long contract here at Leeds United. And if he wants to, does want to make that move either now or in the future, then he's still got a job to do here.
Yeah, no, you're right, mate. And if he really wants to move to Everton with the state there, and he needs his head checking, because the bottom of the table, I think, 0 points on the board. So, which the same can't be said for Leeds United. First 3 points, Lockie, and in the lofty heights of 12th. Chef Wednesday in the league up next, though. You've got to imagine we'll really start putting a run together now. I just want to say, everyone in the chat as well, we need to show Luke some love, because he's here, rough, and maybe you heard it in his voice as well. So power to Luke for coming on.
I'm sweating, mate. Honestly, all the beers, literally, you could probably sell my sweat, and it's like 20% proof.
Can I just say, aren't we 13th, Joe?
Are we 13th? I thought we were 12. Sorry. Unless because Blackburn played today, so maybe that's knocked us down one. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we were 12th yesterday. Yeah.
It's irrelevant. We'll be first in a couple of weeks. It's all good, Kate.
Yeah,
don't worry. Go on, Lucky. What were you saying, Mama?
Yeah, I disagree with Max. I thought Pirro's goal was world class, mate. Just a striker 2 yards away from goal. When was the last time we had that? Absolutely. Well, I've watched that about 300 times.
Wasn't that a Leicester, Lockie, with Bamford was in the same sort of position?
Leave him alone, Kate.
Okay.
I just had a flashback.
It was just right there, perfect.
Sorry if I triggered anybody.
Yeah, no, it was good, wasn't it? We looked like we could score about 20 every time we went forward. Don't get me wrong, like in terms of the game, I think Ipswich had a lot of the ball and all that, but when they were scared every time we went forward. That right back, every time Cine got that ball, absolutely babbed himself. He did not want to go near him, and he put Uzi on his backside, didn't he, when he went past him? That was brilliant. Yeah, I think we keep them for and invest in the rest of the squad. Bolster up midfield a bit, maybe bring a 10 in and get obviously a few full-backs under this manager, and when it all clicks. That'll still take time, by the way, once you get all the players in, it still take a month or something to click. I think we'll be in free flow. And the game against Sheffield Wednesday, after the window, we'll have all his players in. We'll know his squads. That's got to be a chance for these Leeds players to say we're here. Because that game helped the other day, getting the win, scoring 4 goals. But we've got to be. That's a chance against Sheffield Wednesday, and I think all these players now, competition's going to be big.
Yeah.
Can't have a mediocre performance. You won't be in the side, so I can't wait. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it.
I know, so exciting.
Yeah. It's excited. Exciting. Sorry, should I say? I know I can't wait now because it was getting to a stage where I was thinking, oh my god, this season's going to be a grind again. But getting that win over the line's huge, and I don't think we're given enough credibility, or I don't feel that enough's been said about the fact that we've gone to a team that were undefeated since April, I think. February at home though. Had they'd forgotten what it was like to lose games at home,
we did it to Liverpool, so why not Ipswich as well?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I enjoyed that piece where some Twitter thing had done like a supercomputer and they picked out Leeds 4-1, and loads of Ipswich fans was like, your supercomputer must be broken. There's no team scores 4 at Portman Road and all this, and then obviously it happened, so they've just been getting battered for it. But
they've not conceded 300 over 2 goals since McKenna's managed them.
Right, that's it then. Yeah, wow, that's a
scored like 4, 5, 6 often as well.
Yeah,
a really good result, genuinely.
Yeah, it was. Let's talk about some negative stuff. We'll have to talk about the defensive side, and I want to pick one player out who saw the light of day for 20 minutes, and then
who might that be?
You know me. I can't listen. When I get things right, I like to ram it down people's throat. I've never really backed the lad, if I'm being totally honest. Maybe I took the whole Bielsa situation personally, and then since then I've had a bit of an agenda. But no, Cody Drama came on and was not great. I'm really interested to get other people's opinions, because a few people have messaged me and said like, oh, I think you were a little bit harsh. He was on the other side, all this sort of stuff. But I just think as a cameo, if you compare him with Jamie Shack, who's took a little bit of a battering from me over the last few weeks, it's chalk and cheese. It is chalk and cheese. Does anyone think I'm harsh on the panel? Does anyone think I'm being harsh on Cody for that cameo? Because I can only go on when I've seen him. I've seen him get murdered against Martinelli, and I've seen him come on in 20 minutes and be hooked at half time. So
he played last year in the FA Cup against Cardiff and he was okay.
Nah.
I think it's fair. It is a fair argument that he played on the left. Look, you're a right back. Everything's the opposite. Everything's on your wrong foot. I get that, but he made one mistake with the pass back earlier on, didn't he? When he was playing, and then he repeated the same thing. It's not like we're saying positional stuff. It's simple stuff. And actually, the pass back was on his right foot. He used his right foot to pass it back. So that's just a basic error. That's just simply not anticipating the midfield.
I think he did turn back on himself, or didn't he? Because he wasn't confident on his left foot.
Yeah, of course.
So that's what made him turn around and then pass it back with, like you say, with his strong foot. But he's just, I don't know what, he's just lost his head. Because if he'd have seen, there was literally a player right on Rodon's shoulder. And obviously Rodon didn't expect him to just turn around into such a terrible back pass, and he's just put it straight into the path of the striker, obviously. And
he got bollocked, didn't he? Rodon had a go at him after that.
Yeah, Rodon had a right.
Rightfully so, because you're in a good position. You're in a good position at that point. We were kind of cruising at 3-1. We were looking good. We looked like we were going to get 4 or 5, and then that just for half time as well, especially given what happened to Leeds at Palace. So you're thinking, oh no, is it going to be like that? But this I don't think
Daniel would let that happen. I'd say
he should have leathered that into the channel. Like
anything.
If he just, the players know how long's left of the half, don't they? It's on the scoreboard in the ground. If he sees that I think it was adds 6 minutes, and it was like 6.5 minutes. So to me, just leather it into the corner, like it's the end, or at least try and chip it down the line for somebody to chase. Like even if it is your left foot, it's better to spoon a left-footed pass into touch and give away a throw-in than turn around and do a back pass like that. Like when you've already gone past the end of the what should have been the injury time, like just don't turn back and go back towards your own goal. It's just like asking for trouble.
Yeah,
I don't get the hype around him. I honestly don't.
I never have either, no.
But he clearly must be a good player, because you see all these teams like Dortmund and that following him, and
he's got a very good agent, bro. He's got
do you
very
reckon
good,
that?
yeah, of course.
I think he might be really good in training as well. I think he might actually be quite a good player. I just don't think he gets it. Like he just every time I've seen him, he just looks lost. And I mean, he got did he get the player of the season when he was at
player of the season at Cardiff, won it,
Cardiff.
and then Luton.
Well, that's
but
not hard. I'd get player of the season.
no, well, I tend to believe.
for him.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
probably.
I think it was.
I think it was, Rocco. I think you're right.
I think one thing worth noting as well, Luke, and I think you sort of bang on, is everyone's gauging their opinion. And I can't speak for people, but I believe everyone's gauging their opinion on him winning that award and him getting to the and not actually watching him play, bro. And they go, well, Aylin's shite. He's better. He won this. He did that.
I've been guilty of that. I'll admit it. I'm literally guilty of. I've listened to what people have said on social media, Luton fans saying that he was really good for them, and I've said, and I've believed them, because if they're all saying that he was good for them over a course of a full season in the Championship, I've just believed them. I haven't actually seen the evidence with my own eyes, because I'm not going to stoop to going and watching Luton streams. No, I just chose to believe them instead.
No, I think we all do. I think we all do naturally, but I mean, for them all to say that, there must be a good player in there. He got promoted last season with Luton, playing the majority of their fixtures, but as a right wing back, I think.
Isn't it interesting they didn't go for him though, Luke?
Yeah. But look, until I see, like Max says, with my own eyes, and until he puts in some good performances, I don't get the hype around him at all.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Farker was brave to do that, you know. It was a real brave move to bring somebody on and hook him based on a 20 minutes spell. So
the last person to do that, it was like Bielsa with KP, weren't it? Really, you know. So
I think.
Do you
for me now,
do you think that's the end of him then at Leeds? Is that it?
I
think?
do, yeah.
I think
he might play
midweek.
Could play midweek.
But at the end of the day, look, now it's how does he react from that when it's this low, when it's this bad. How do you react from that now? If he goes to train, he trains really well, he plays well against Salford, he might go up in Fark's estimates now. It's about the reaction, isn't it? Because as a person, you imagine that must be tough for you. You've come on, you've had an absolute stinker, you've been took off at half time and let your team down a little bit. That must hurt. So it's now, how's he going to react?
The bar's been set so high now, though, hasn't it, since Farker's come in?
Yeah.
Not only in the standards that he expects on the pitch, but the training and the behaviour. If you don't train like he, if you don't put in the effort, you don't get picked. And sort of to be given that chance, and really not rising to the occasion, to be honest, as he's done a couple of times. So, yeah, for me, I'm not impressed really.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what it felt like to me? And you mentioned setting the bar so high. I think Byram's just been brilliant now when you see it, when he has come in. And I think we were so guilty of getting the ball in behind on that left-hand side when Byram left the pitch. It never seemed to bother Byram prior to that. But then as soon as Cody came on, they were just, hitting balls into that.
There were the first one went over Wes Burns. He did beat Byram in the air. But in previous games as well. And apart from that, yeah, you are right. Yeah. But there was one.
And I said it on the stream. It was like having Luke Ayling, but on the other side. Do you know what I mean? Because Luke Ayling's always getting beat with that ball, always seems to be ahead of the play and out of position. And I felt like at the time it was like, bloody hell, we're getting it from both sides now. It was a bit mad. Rocco, it really, for me, in order to improve it, it's just new players, isn't it, in them full-back areas for me, right and left, ideally.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, certainly left. Ayling had a bit of a tough time again, really, didn't he? Again, like you say, is it the tactics? Is it, is it one of the centre-backs dropping too deep? It was hard to tell in terms of, the ball over the top and people getting behind down those channels. But yeah, left back is just an absolute, it's a stonewaller, isn't it? Like, we need a good left back. There's no two ways about it. Shackleton did great. Yeah. But yeah, I can't see Drama playing there again. I mean, it doesn't bode well that Farker came in and he played Drama ahead of Ayling in the Man U friendly. Drama started that game right back. He was the only one that played the whole game, played the second half at left back. And I'm sure in the past it's been said that he can play both sides. So I'm not really giving him that excuse about, he shouldn't have put him on the left. I know it plays a part, and but we need a left back, like full stop. Like that's just it. It's a fact, innit?
100%. And
with Firpo.
Oh, don't. I'm sick of giving this guy
No.
chances. You don't really. Do you want him to be given a chance, Luke?
No.
I think he'll be fine in this league. I think this is his level.
Yeah. Do you want him to though?
I'd have him. We can't do any worse, can we? At the minute, Byron looks like
we
he's out
can.
for a short while.
Oh, we can. It's Junior Firpo.
We could do the same though, can't we? Like
Yeah.
those. What happened in that game yesterday? Like we've said, that we were getting beaten over the top because Burns was quick and our line must have been bad. I never really saw a camera angle from the side of the pitch to see the line that we were playing at the back, but it must have been bad because they were onside every time, just knocking the ball over the top. And I think whilst Firpo's probably quicker than our other fullbacks, his defensive positioning is awful. So I think, yes, going forward, he'd probably be decent in this league, but I think defensively, he'd still be bad because we've seen that Ayling's been had on toast by Siriki Dembele. Obviously, Drama just had a shocker against Wes Burns, and even Byron struggled a bit against Wes Burns. So I think bringing Firpo in causes the same problems. We need a fullback who's decent in terms of his actual defensive positioning, and that's one of the things that we lack because all of our fullbacks seem to be ones that want to go forward and get high a lot, but they're not very good defenders. Is the issue.
Yeah. We need a balanced fullbacks that can do it.
I don't think we're not going to be playing a team that's as good as Ipswich at home every week, though. You've got to take that into account. There's the majority of this season we're going to be on the front foot. So that's my reckoning, and that's my reasoning for Junior Firpo, because they are going to get forward, our fullbacks, and joining in attacks. We know he's crap defensively, but going forward with the ball, he's looked all right, man. Even in the Premier League, he was all right going forward. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was all right.
Maybe we just need somebody like we need somebody who's decent defensively, so that maybe in certain games where we can attack. It's a 46 game season, isn't it? Well, less now, but in games where you know you're going to be on the front foot, like Sheffield Wednesday, bottom of the league, not picked up a point yet. You're playing all your attacking players and your attacking fullbacks and stuff. And I think maybe then if you do go to an Ipswich away or a Leicester away, someone like that, if you've got a fullback who is a little bit better defensively and can hold his position better, then maybe that's who you need to bring in to it's just like in depth. So we're covered in all areas.
And there's one obvious guy, isn't there?
Yeah.
Left back, Charlie Taylor. For me.
I'd rather play Junior Firpo than Charlie Taylor.
Really?
Than have him back at the club.
So talk to me about Nonto. What's the difference, bro?
Nonto's turned it around, hasn't he? And he's apologised to Farker, and he's playing.
But do you? Is it not similar? He did it.
It's exactly the same, but he actually got the move, and my thoughts.
But do you not think if we'd have allowed Nonto to leave, he'd have also got the move? He's only turned around. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. But my thoughts are the same on Nonto.
Right. Okay. But I don't know. I think for me, I think Charlie makes sense, man. And I guess, Luke, until you're presented with it actually happening, it would change, right? If he comes on and does well, like Nonto did yesterday, scoring the goal, then would anyone? Because I just think it's an easy. He's not in the squad. I think a deal could have already been mooted and personal terms agreed. I think it just makes sense for him to come in. He'll be available for a snip.
Did he play centre back though? I think because he's lost a bit of pace.
He did play centre back last season, on the left of a 3, maybe, or it might just been at centre back. I'm not sure.
But Maatsen, didn't they, on the left?
Yeah. Who's getting game time at Chelsea now, isn't he? So he stayed at Chelsea. So be interesting to see what happens there. And do you know what as well? I think, if you consider the situation at the club when he was here, yes, it was, I guess, the start of us actually, doing good, but with Massimo and all that, I don't know. Anyway, well, that's for another day. Let's talk about the goals then. I think, Rutter, let's talk about Rutter, actually. Record signing, has weighed heavy on him, for sure. Lockie, I know you're a massive fan of Rutter. The goal was brilliantly took, wasn't it, mate? Beautiful. To be fair, and could argue. Well, I think he was voted player of the match by the fans on the poll on Twitter. He was great, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think when he joined, I spoke about this a lot, but like the whole scenario and situation he was in, he spoke about it in his interview after the game yesterday how it didn't feel right. It was complicated. He said twice. I think that's the word he used, complicated. And I guess it was for him. You know, it was a hard move for him. He's a very quiet person. He's not a loud person who, well, from what we've been told, he's not a loud person who, you know, can just fit into any situation. He's a quiet person that just likes to get on with things. So I think coming into the situation he came in last year must have been quite daunting. Not speaking the language as well. That's, you know, you don't know what anyone's saying, especially the coaches. Sam Allardyce is screaming at you. You don't know what's going on. You know, I can imagine it's quite daunting. And the price tag over your head, you know, that must be kind of all that stress and all that reliance on him to be that guy every game. And when he gets brought on at 3-1, 4-1 down and expected to change the game, you know, up front by himself. And what we saw yesterday was a guy playing with freedom, playing with good players around him who just allowed him to enjoy himself, play football. And he looked happier. That goal was a confident runner. That's what he was in the Bundesliga. That's what he'd do. He'd just run around, a bit of freedom and create chances. And it's just so good to see because that is the player I thought we were originally getting. And now he's here and he looks like he's enjoying it. Clearly, what I like about him, we've not heard a lot about transfer stuff. I think he clearly wants to be here. I think he knows this is a good step for him. Daniel Farke clearly likes him and knows his ceiling and his potential. So I just love seeing him doing well. I really do. Because he seems like a really nice lad as well. Yeah, I think everyone wants him to do well because of his personality.
Well, I've seen. Sorry, look, I've seen pictures of him today at Leeds Fest with Nonto and stuff like that. So clearly getting a part of the fold, which is good. We'll get on Shackleton, Mark. Don't worry, I will defend myself. Luke, sorry, not Luke. Max, you were going to say something, mate?
I was just going to say, I think Rutter is the player that we wanted Brendan Aronson to be in terms of his ability to dribble with the ball. But what Aronson lacked was the ability to actually have any upper body strength. And I think the fact that we saw in that goal with Rutter, he bounced a player off him to take the ball down for the first time. And then he went through players strong, barging them out the way, basically, and going through them. And so I think the 35 million price tag on Jorginho Rutter, it looks nowhere near as bad if we hadn't already spent 25 million on Brendan Aronson. And I think they've both been bought to do the same job, really. And Brendan Aronson's obviously failed in that job so far. He's just not strong enough. So I don't know. Rutter was really, really good yesterday. And I think as soon as he got his goal, he was then like played with much more freedom as well. And that gave him a bit of a confidence boost. But I think it's easy, isn't it, to lumber someone with a massive price tag and expect them to do magical things straight away. But I think I said on my stream, like, we just got to pretend that he didn't cost that much, just as if he's anyone else of those attackers, because we've already spent that money. It was under different ownership, and just obviously it'll still be coming out, but just treat him as if he's any one of the other attackers who's only 20, 21 years old, or whatever he is, and just let him have some freedom this season to go and express himself. And I think that's when he'll play his best football.
Yeah, and you saw with Pirro next to him, Pirro must have said to him, right, you know, Pirro's new to the system. We don't know what's happening. He just looked at a few videos and he just said, right, I'll do the bits in here. You just run around and have a bit of fun. You know, enjoy yourself, link up.
I did think that they interchanged quite a lot. And actually, Rutter was playing on the last man, on the shoulder quite a lot of the times. There was a lot of times where I noticed Archie Gray or Ampadu would try and put a ball over the top. And I'm thinking, oh, Pirro's going to try and run in behind here. But Pirro had actually dropped a bit deeper into the 10. And Rutter was the one running on to try and get in behind. I don't know whether that's just because, obviously, like Lockie says, Rutter's probably not even had a training session yet and been thrown straight in, so he doesn't entirely know what he's doing in the system. But they did seem to interchange a little bit, and I did think it worked because Rutter was decent with his passing. The weight of his pass for that Pirro chance, you know, the one where he took it to the side and then the keeper saved it. The weight of pass on that was perfect. And that is exactly what we've been calling out for from a number 10. Not somebody who'll put too much on it, it'll go through to the keeper or into touch, or too little and it'll hit the heels of the defender running back. Just someone who rolls it right into the path of him. And I thought he did that really well as well.
Yeah, it's
still
great.
Need a 10 though.
I love this from Walker. He says Rutter has metamorphosized from a giraffe to a gazelle. So true. We've had a couple of super chats. Ayo Ayo Tanaka, please make it happen. Midfielder that's been linked in the last 24 hours. And we have to say it's come from Bild, the German publication, who got the Amiri stuff before anyone else, I think. So there could be something in that. So one to watch over the next 24 hours or so. It's going to be a busy week. Thank you to Bri, who's just become a member. And Declan Murphy says, does Cine stay if we get Paintsel? So let's just have a quick chat about that. Rock, I'll come to you because you touched on it earlier on. Do you think with us, if we were to get an Amiri and a Paintsel, it looks they were both serious about it. It's not either or. They're clearly looking for players in that front four. It is inconceivable that not at least one of these players would leave, right? I can't see us going in with about, because I like worked it out when you count like Nons or Paveda and that. There's about 10 bodies that can play in that front four, and it's like surely we can't afford to carry them all.
Nah, it's my thinking as well. That's what makes me a little bit worried. It feels like they're sort of having things lined up because things change so rapidly in the last week of the window. So. Yeah, like you say, you got James. Even
got like Greenwood, Gelhardt, Joseph. Yeah,
it's a lot. There's a lot of talent there already. So surely that money, whatever money there is, because we know, we're obviously close to FFP because we've not been able to spend money till we've got them Adams money in. So yeah, for them to spend a decent amount on another winger. It surprises me. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, apart from presuming probably Sinisterra will go. And his celebration when he scored the goal, didn't celebrate at all. And, I tend to read too much into things, but I don't know. It's not like he ran over to the crowd, sort of engaging with them, saying, look, I'm Leeds, I'm back, I'm playing. It was none of that. It was just like head down. I've done my job. Let's crack on. So we'll see. I hope he can stay, but what you can't, if the money comes in and it makes sense for us to take it and get someone in at half the price or less that can do a job in the Championship, then trust Farke, I guess.
It would, definitely. It would be disappointing because for me, he stands out as like one of, if not the best players in the division for me. This is a guy that was playing in a European final before he came to us, and now he's playing in the Championship. So, Kate, you can sort of understand him wanting to move on. There's been the issues on the contractual side of things. Obviously, Daniel Farke was stressed. He didn't refuse to play. I think it was more of an agreement between the pair. But yeah, it'd be disappointing. But at the same time, you've got to sort of understand it a little bit, Kate, haven't you? If someone comes and slaps some money down for him.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, he really is the last player that I'd really want to see go. I mean, especially now, Reuter's in my good books for the way he played yesterday, which is amazing, just beautiful to watch. But yeah, I mean, I can't blame him. And like Rocco said, if we can get a decent amount of money for him, and get somebody in who can still do a good job to help us in the Championship, then I think we're obviously going to have to take it, unfortunately. I'd prefer a lot of the others to be gone, to be honest with you.
Who are we thinking?
Well, I don't know. I just think Joffrey, Joseph, I just don't know. They don't do it for me, really. I think there was so much strength in that front four that I think by comparison, there's certain players that we've got in those positions that just look weak comparatively, whether we need them for squad depth or not. I mean, look, who am I to say? But for me personally, I just thought that front four was just incredibly strong, and we have to sort of keep that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear it. I think Joseph needs more time. I think there's a real player in there, but I do think you're right in terms of like Joffrey, Paveda, Greenwood.
I think Joffrey would do well with the League One loan, to be honest.
Yeah, he could do with a loan, couldn't he, properly?
Because in the Championship for Sunderland, he did okay, but nothing amazing. We all thought he would rip it up in the Championship. I'm pretty sure we actually said that, didn't we, when he went on loan? Yeah. I think if he went to League One, he would rip it up there in a year's time. Flashback to this when I say we said he would, but he hasn't. But I think he would have a better chance of doing well there, and it maybe gets a bit of his wages off the books if they do a split. But it's just more about the fact that what, like Kate's saying, that it's kind of too many cooks spoil the broth. We've got too many players in the same position, and they can't all play. And I just think he's not done anything when he's come on, Joffy, in those times that impresses me. So I'd be happy to let him leave on loan. Like we've let Perkins go. So
yeah, true.
I think a lot of people in the chat are saying, sorry to interrupt you, that I'm saying that Joseph isn't any good. That's not what I'm saying. I just think at the moment he isn't ready. Do you know what I mean? And he would definitely benefit from, like you said, Max, a season out on loan somewhere.
Yeah, no, I get that. Sean Healy says, Pirol. He's plays for the best effing team in the world. Pirol. Pirol. Yeah, I like that. There was some good chance, actually. I think yesterday, seen Luis's vlog and whatnot. It looked bouncing in there, so that was class. Probably Luke leading him with his top off, with his shirt in air and that. Did you go out in Ipswich, mate, or was it back home, or what? Are you far from Ipswich, or?
Nah, not really, mate. About 40 minutes on the train. So I just went out round here when I got back, man. Yeah. Sorry, I've just been a passenger for the last 10 minutes. I nearly fell asleep with my eyes open.
Don't worry. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself, and I woke up this morning and my arm feels like it's been in an arm bar, and I still don't know whether or not I slept funny or someone actually put me in an arm bar, to be honest. So, I don't know. Yeah, it was strange. Anyway, it's been a long time, isn't it, since we've tasted victory? So it's nice, and I think it'll be one of many now. I think we'll really start to enjoy this season. I do want to talk about Jamie Shack, because obviously everyone, rightly so, came for me. I just want to say, just on Jamie Shack, I've never said he was a bad player. I just didn't think he should be starting, and I still stand by that point. We shouldn't be in a situation where he is on the right side of the three behind the striker, and look at the difference when he's not, and we actually have someone like Nonto. You can't compare. Jamie Shackleton is this group's Stuart Dallas. He's the Swiss Army knife that can play in multiple positions. We can play him at right back, left back, can play him in midfield. We can also play him on the right of a three. The only position he hasn't been is goalie and striker. So I think it's important to have them players around the pitch. And, you know, like when he came on yesterday, I think the fourth goal, which put Leeds out of sight, you know, it was great. He picked it up in the middle of the park, dribbled with the ball all the way up. And then we're talking about weight of pass, Max, earlier. The weight of pass through to Cine was beautiful.
It's a very similar type of pass, wasn't it? One of those that curls round the defender in front of him to meet the player who's running onto it. It was perfect from him. Yeah,
and we all knew when Cine went through, he wasn't missing. Like, Cine's just so dependable. He's so good. He's so good. He's sinister. I hope we get to September the 1st and he's still here, because if we do, then, like, for me, he's the best player in the league. I've heard some wild takes. Yeah, I've heard some. Do you know what was nice as well, Kate? Like, I've heard so many wild takes concerning Leeds United from other content creators outside of Leeds United, and it's just nice to be able to stick two fingers up to them and say, all right, okay.
Now, and do you know what else is nice, Joe? I'm seeing Leicester losing Ndidi as well. So
yeah, I've seen that.
They're losing all their players still.
Do you know what's weird? Since we've come back down again, when we're in the Prem, we didn't really have many other fan channels and podcasts and stuff that were really talking about Leeds and doing much about them. Well, since we've come down, everybody's talking about us, but it's just because we're the biggest club in the league. So everybody's got an opinion on us.
The world.
Yes.
The world. If you say a good thing, it gets lapped up. If you say a bad thing, it gets lapped up. These people know what they're doing. So yeah, definitely.
Did you see? Oh, sorry, Joe. No, I was just going to say. You go.
Go on.
Oh, sorry, I was just
Mexican standoff.
I was just going to say, did you see that tweet that was going around yesterday with the all our sort of all the rats that have left the sinking ship, and how sort of miserable it all was from yesterday. My abiding sort of memory from yesterday regarding that is Tyler Adams sitting in the pissing down rain in the Bournemouth tiny stadium watching them lose. But you've got Harrison at Everton. You know, Christian Llorente was subbed off at half time.
I love that, by the way. I love that.
Me too. Aronson 2 yellows, McKennie, I don't know what he was doing, but and then Leeds, of course, won. So I mean, what a day!
I know. It was. The fact that Rasmus Christensen and Llorente were hooked at half time is brilliant. Colin says that was the best watch along, Joe, for the match. Really had everything. Channel is cooking. Love the halftime check-in with the lads. Leeds are on the upgrade stuff. Can't wait to smash Chef Wednesday. Marching on together. We've got the small job or duty of the Carabao Cup as well on Tuesday night. So games come thick and fast. We have Salford. Rocco, would you make wholesale changes? I know he didn't in the previous round for the Cup, did he? I don't think he made massive changes. The only one he put Ampadu at centre-back, which didn't work for me. But what would you do, Rocco, just with that in mind? Obviously, then Chef Wednesday, and then we get 10 days off, don't we? So...
Yeah, I think I'm a bit split, really. I've always said that I'd want the team to keep playing and build momentum. That's sort of my philosophy. But then at the same time, we're not going to win this tournament. It's a bit of a waste. It's a bit of a waste, really. Like I feel like we might as well just give the other players a chance. We can field the whole bench now, so we might as well let them play. Give the lads a rest, because the last thing you want is another situation like we had at where Rodrigo got injured when Jesse brought him on for the last 2 minutes. Accrington, that's right. So yeah, I think I've.
And people tried to justify the USA men's national team, and some Leeds fans, by the way, tried to justify that decision. I wanted to see him play with Bamford, my ass. Anyway, go on, Rocco. Sorry.
No, that's it really. Like if we're in the Premier League and had a chance of these winning one of these trophies, like under Bielsa, I was always annoyed that he used to play. Just gives the competitions no respect at all. Really, he just didn't bother with them, did he? Which I felt was wrong because I felt we could have done something special in them. When we were flying, at least in that first season. But yeah, just. Forget it. Just concentrate on getting up. It's just a distraction. Even if we win and we get far, or if we get a big draw, that's a distraction. Thinking about a game coming up, I can't be bothered with it. So, yeah, sack it off. If we win, we win. But yeah, give the other lads a chance.
Ironically, Rocco, we probably have a better team now than we did when we were in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. The 11 that went out yesterday is better than the 11 we finished the season with, for sure. I'll tell you that much. I
do think that it needs to be like a mix, doesn't it? You rest some players, bring some players in, but you leave some others in. Like Ampadu kind of has to play because he's vital to the system. But
you'd rest Gray, wouldn't you? For example,
yes, you'd rest Gray, and I think you'd bring in Charlie Cresswell to play at centre back. I think if Somerville's actually fit, give him a run out as well.
Yeah, Joffrey.
Darlow, give Darlow a goal just to make sure that he's still happy, because obviously he's come in probably thinking that he's going to be number one. So you put him in, give him a chance.
Pop Somerville in there maybe as well if he's 45 minutes.
And then and then maybe a couple of others dotted around as well just to see how they do. But yeah, I don't think we need wholesale changes, but just 3 or 4, maybe 5, maybe just swap half the team, not the whole team, and
just don't play Pirro or Sinistera, please. Yeah, because one of them two getting injured.
I think he could play Pirro just to get him some more game time with the squad. I think.
Leave him alone. Let him have a rest.
Maybe.
The problem is we don't have a fit Bamford, do we? Because you'd play him, wouldn't you, in the cup if you did have him? Yeah. The only other striker, really, the only actual striker that we've really got. So if you're not playing Pirro, then
Pirro's cup tied anyway. Pirro's cup tied. He played in first round. He can't play.
Oh, so we'll struggle to score a goal then.
With that pulling our hair out, won't we?
Sign a striker. Who's not tied.
We might even have someone in the door as well. It looks like Kamara finally might get done now that Fabrizio Romano's rubber stamped it. So maybe that'll get done tomorrow. I don't know if he'll be able to play in time. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see some bodies coming. What were you saying, Kate?
Has anybody seen Nigel's comment in the chat?
No.
About Max's watch along.
No. I think I saw that earlier.
I don't really know what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kate.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
This is a while back.
I think no. What did it say? Or do we not want to know?
I'll
Okay,
copy and
tell-
paste it in the private one, Luke.
It's a private one.
Are they digging you out, Max? Has she dug you
Oh
out
no,
there?
no, not Max.
Not at all.
Oh. While Max finds that,
It's already in the thing.
David Birkin with the super sticker. Leeds lately watch along was class. No curry farts stinking the place out. Shut the fuck up. You
Does
don't
Nigel
like
live
it?
with you?
Eh? Does Nigel live with me? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why is there a comment there saying, "Did Max show meat?"
Oh, for
Did
fuck's
what?
sake. Did Max show me his brother? Honestly, I don't know if you caught that. You ought to caught it, would you? Bloody, I used my phone as my camera, and it broke, and my laptop. So when it stopped working, it switched over to my laptop camera. My laptop was like bent forward, so it just showed my crotch. I shit myself. I went ah. So
I had a
yeah.
mouthful of water then.
In there and your wife runs.
I know, yeah. All we need now, guys, is 2 win backs and a cam. Just on that though, just to fire back, 4.2k were watching me at some points yesterday. So you go enjoy your time with Max, mate. I'll stay here. All right, pal.
Hey, don't shit on me. I had the most I've ever had.
I'm joking. You know me. I'm only joking. Nah, of course it was great. Yeah, it's great to see. All we need now, guys, is 2 wing backs and a 10, and hopefully we will get them. It's gonna be good. Let's talk about man of the match and all have a little chinwag about that. Nigel says, sorry, Joe, but you were gross. If you don't like it, fuck off. Do you know what I mean? With all the best will in the world. Fuck off.
But you should be paying attention to the chat, Joe.
Yeah, sorry. I was hungry, or I'd been hungry and eaten or whatever. I don't know. Just get off my back,
when
will you,
Joe pretends that he's moving his dogs out of the room, it's just Nigel under his desk.
yeah. Definitely. Let's talk about man of the match then. Super Toasters panel's best player of the game. I'll start us off. I'm going to go Pascal. I thought Pascal was really, really good yesterday. And you know, some people said when I mentioned it yesterday that you know, how can you say he's the best man of the match when we've conceded so many goals? But I do think, you know, he wasn't at fault for any of them for me personally. And I think Pascal's really like going back into that player we all thought he could be. You know, I think a year in the Championship for Strauch will do him the world of good. His confidence will be back. He's playing in his correct position because he's not a left back. And the fact that we're a possession-based team really helps Pascal because that's his strong point, you know. So for me, yeah, it was Pascal. I thought he was great at the back, really, really good. Yeah. And when you consider, like, you know, like Rodon's Welsh international and stuff, I think he stood tall yesterday amongst them all. And like I say, yeah, really enjoyed him. Rocco, who was your player of the match, mate?
I think I will give it to Rutter. You know, I've been a critic of his for sure. You know, I still question about his contributions last season. I don't know. I heard that interview where, you know, he was saying it was difficult and what have you. And fair play to him. And he seems like he wants to work hard. You know, it was a good sign when he got picked, to be honest. I wasn't expecting him to even be in the team. But he showed why. You know, he was awesome. And I think he can lead a line. You know, I think he is strong. He's shown good touches. He's shown intelligence. And the goal was just magnificent. I mean, that was a really, really brilliant goal. You know, from just a lump up field to then do what he did. It was magnificent, and the finish as well at the end of it was just perfect in off the post. So for that alone to ignite us like he did, and other good link up play as well, I was absolutely over the moon. So yeah, delighted to see that there is a real player in there. I know people have said that, you know, I've said it before, and I've really failed to believe it, but yeah, I can believe it now. So yeah, on to the next one.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just an update. It seems that a club's coming for Jed Spence in France. Sky Sports are also reporting it as well. basically saying that a host of clubs in the Championship have wanted him. Leeds are one of them. And it puts the Leeds move in a bit of jeopardy as there has been a big French club in for Jed Spence. I think Jed Spence, I don't think he wants the Championship move. I think he wants to stay in the top divisions. And I think if a Ligue 1 team comes for him, he'll go there. He played over there. He played over there last.
Apparently, Joe. That's
Strasbourg. Yeah, that's what's been reported, mate. So I think we won't get Spence, to be honest, because I've heard some wild stuff about his attitude as well. But listen, that's at another club. But we'll see. I think he thinks he's better than what he is. But I mean, he'd still be a great addition. But yeah, it is what it is. If you don't want to be, you don't want to be here, does he? Max, do you have anyone different to Rutter or Strout you wanna shout out?
Yeah, a few honourable mentions, I think, because I think Ampadu always impresses me. It's my favourite role on the pitch, the holding midfielder. I love somebody who's tough tackling, able to distribute the ball really well, and I think he did all that well. I think Archie Gray. Some people are saying that Archie Gray had a bit of a tough time, but I think Archie Gray played well, and I think his pass for which goal was it? There was a goal where
Cine cut inside.
It was Pirro's
one on the left side, wasn't it? One of them.
I think it was Pirro's goal, but
Pirro.
he was basically in the right back position, and he just launched the ball like laces, so it's spun and curved right into the path of Sinisterra. That's when he cut in, had the shot, and it dropped to Pirro. But yeah, I thought he played really well, showed maturity beyond his years yet again. But I think the fact that we scored 4 goals, it's got to be in the attacking line for me. And I think Jorginho Rutter's got to get it for me just because he's had so many people doubt him and he's shown a flash in a 90 minutes of why he cost that much money. Obviously, we talk about the price tag and nobody's worth 35 million. Really, are they? But he proved a little bit of why they rated him so highly as a youngster. So, yeah, I think more power to him and hopefully he carries it on.
Yeah, fair, mate. What about Lockie? Any different you want to?
To be honest, I think, the odds I'm not going to give it to Sinisterra because I don't think that's fair. I think he's too good. We'll just give it every week, won't we, if it were him?
That's when Leeds that used to have, didn't you? You had the Calvin Phillips Man of the Match award. I remember that, actually.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh, isn't it? You can't really embarrass defenders every week, doesn't it? But so I'm not going to give it him. He was Sinisterra, he was brilliant. But Willie played decent, but that front four, I think Pirros, obviously with his world-class goal, he's got to be up there as well. But I think, and you mentioned Strauch there, which I think is a good shout as well. Everyone had all right, apart from the fullbacks, to be honest. I think everyone was fairly decent. But yeah, it's got to be Rutter, hasn't it? I think just to come from last week and how terrible he was in last week's performance, which he was, to come back, play, just the difference how some good players around you can just change your confidence. And the goal, like the way he just glided past 4 defenders.
Yeah,
that little flick he did, that fake pass inside and a little drag. Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah. Really good finish under pressure as well from the defender. And even like later on in the game when we were under pressure, he just picked the ball up and he'd just drive with it. And he'd win a foul, he'd get us up the pitch and stuff like that goes unnoticed. I just thought he just looked like a better footballer. I was really impressed with him. I hope he keeps it up. Or something of that level.
Yeah. Someone said he wore short sleeves, Lockie. I think he watched your video. He wore short sleeves and it was...
Short sleeve Rutter is different.
Yeah, I like it. The only thing I will say, I thought he was exemplary yesterday. However, when they were going into the ground, he had a white handbag, which can only be described as a white handbag. Which it was a clutch. It was a clutch. It was a clutch. That's what I was saying. I was like, why has he got a clutch round his neck? But listen,
it's 2023.
Like, money doesn't buy you style. Yeah. Money doesn't buy you style is all I'll say. You can have all the money in the world.
Frenchmen do wear things like that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
it's very sort of continental.
Very continental. What? Come on, then, Kate. Give us your pick of the bunch.
My person, my man of the match. Look, at the end of the day, I've got to echo the guys. It is Rutter. You know, those the way. He like he said, he got past 4 defenders and then that brilliant strike to finish off that goal. And his feet, the way that he can just like you know, he's so tricksy on his feet, the way he can get in and out of players and get past them. People have obviously been saying how good he could be potentially. And I haven't been his greatest fan, I've got to admit. But, you know, I think we saw a glimpse yesterday of what he's capable of. And the exciting thing is that it's only just a start. Yeah, I mean, he worked his arse off yesterday. And I think for me, stood out.
Yeah, no, definitely he did. Wanderlust says, Joe, it was a Louis Vuitton bag. I couldn't give a shit what make it is. It was shocking. What happened to the old-fashioned boot bag? Do you remember him? I used to have a boot bag that I'd zip open and all my, like I said, not clean my boots from the week before, that all the mud had gone dry in it and that. Was banging them outside. Dish, dish, dish. Yeah, what happened to that?
Yeah, go and bang your boots out, son.
Yeah, exactly. Not a bloody clutch. But anyway, we move. Wilson's taking the piss. What's happened? What's happened on Twitter? Don't get me excited at a Leeds tweet.
Oh, they're putting Perot stuff up.
Oh, right, okay. Couldn't wish for a better start. First win and goal. Let's keep on working for more, says Yoel.
For more what? For more what? What's the hint there? More transfers? Is that what he's saying?
Well, he's probably meaning more goals.
Yeah, but why has he put that now, Joe, at 10 o'clock on it?
Oh,
lucky.
well done, bro. That's nice. Yeah. Tinfoil hat stuff. I like
need
that.
to make a tinfoil hat for my office, just so that anytime anyone says anything like that, because it happens all the time, you just put it on as a little prop every time.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I think, what did I do before? After some, I can't remember, and I'd put it on Twitter. I got a bit of stick for it. I can't remember. Anyway, Luke, come on then, mate. If you can remember that far back, give us your play. I bet you can't wait for your bed, can you, mate? Fair play to you for coming on, by the way.
Somebody's just actually commented on something on Instagram saying, just watching on Just Joe, you look knackered, pal. Yeah, no, I think all the names that mentioned, I think Max was right in Ampadu, but I think it's just to be expected from him now. He's set his bar so high that we just expect it for him week in, week out now. Archie was great again, goes unnoticed now. I think the expectation is there that he's going to be able to do it. What a midfield pairing they are, man. Honestly, watching him yesterday.
Are you concerned that Kamara goes in there straight away and maybe Gray drops out, or how do you see it going?
No, I think Kamara will have to earn the shirt, mate. You know, you can't change those two at the minute. They just work so well together, complement each other really, really well. I think, but yeah, Ruta, absolute best game in the league shirt. But I agree with you on the man of the match. Actually, I think Pascal Struijk was central, and he was so strong. He stood up, and he was, really, really good. I said before the season started, this season could be really important for Pascal. I think it'd be really important for us, and he's proving. He's proving what a good player he is. You know, when he's played in the right position, coached by the right level of coaching, the possession type football that we've got, he just dictates the tempo so well. He's still a young kid. You know, bearing in mind he's still a young kid. So yeah, Pascal was my man of the match. But my other honourable mention was actually for Shackleton when he came on, playing completely out of position. I don't think he's ever played left back for us. I think that's probably the first time. And he did it effortlessly. He looked like a left back, you know, when he came on. So yeah, got to say Jamie Shackleton would probably have been close if he played the full game. But yeah, other than that, mate, Pascal, for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the only reason that Perot went straight in is because of his position. I think if it had been a sign of anywhere else on the pitch, he wouldn't have been thrown straight in. It's just because we needed someone there. So I think if somebody like Kamara does come in, it will be more likely that they've got to come in and earn their position. But I think like we literally just didn't have a striker, did we? So Perot's kind of got to go in. It's criminal. If you'd have bought Joel Perot and he was available for the weekend, he was on the bench, fans would be going mental if we didn't, if we were bad in front of goal, wouldn't they? So you kind of have to put him in there. But yeah.
And he's a smart player as well, and he just fits in. Just does a job. If anything, you know, just go in there and do a bit of this, and he'll go, right, no problem. And he'll get a goal as well.
Are we confident, folks? Just a general nod or a yes. Are we confident now that we're going to get promoted?
We need more still.
Yeah, we do.
4 more at least. For me.
I can't see there being 2 better teams than us in this league.
No, I can't either.
In terms of starting 11, I agree.
Yeah.
I think, well, maybe we need 3 or 4 more, but realistically, we only get 2. Yeah, but realistically, I think we only get 2, but even then, we'll be greatly strengthened from what we were a few weeks ago, won't we? Now we've brought in Perot and some other players as well. So
if those guys stay as well, you remember if Cine stays, I don't think it will. I just think he'll go. I think it'll be a really late one, unfortunately, but I don't know.
I think I'm going to win the league. Leicester aren't playing great. Keep winning games, but they're not actually playing any good. My friends probably in the chat still, so I just thought I'd get that out there. What were you saying?
Just a quick one. What did everybody think of Meslier yesterday? Because I think for the first goal, he's at fault with Rodon because I don't think he talks to him. He should have said that there was no one there because when you actually watch that back, Rodon doesn't even need
white shirts
that much.
In it.
There's nobody there.
Yeah,
but I think after that, I actually made the comment that I think Meslier is a lot more confident in coming out and claiming things now. I saw a lot of the corners, he came out and caught them or punched them away rather than sort of shrinking away from the situation. He seems like he's really sort of on this and is trying to work towards being braver, punching the ball, catching the ball, and stopping those danger situations and helping his defenders out. Because you've got to remember he's like 6'7" or something like that, ridiculous. And as well, he's already taller than everybody on the pitch and putting his arms up as well. He has the advantage over everybody. So the fact that he has been doing that a bit more, it does show promise to me. But I do think that he should have spoke to Rodon on the first one because it's not a goal if he says he could have just said keeper. He could have just gone keepers, and he would have just been able to pick it up.
I did notice that though, Max. I thought there was a real sort of distinct improvement from what we've seen from him. He was, like you say, coming out a lot more, like actually, saving. He made some good saves yesterday. You could see, punching the ball, like everything you've said. And I thought he was, he was good yesterday. He looked more confident and more at ease. He looked like
he hasn't been bad this season, has he, Kate? Everyone goes drop Meslier. He hasn't been bad.
The thing is, he's still conceded like however many, like 8 goals in 5 games or something.
I know.
And it's not all on him though, is it? He can't.
No, it's not. It's not. And to be fair, I actually thought he did. The one where Drama did that back pass, he nearly saved that. He got 2 strong hands on it, but it was just.
I do think though, to maybe absolve Drama off a bit of blame, I think maybe Rodon gets there if Meslier don't come out.
Maybe, but I don't think it's
the 2 situations led to that, didn't they?
Yeah, they've put them into that situation.
Yeah, they shouldn't have put. Yeah,
to panic.
That was Drama's fault. Let's not beat around the bush.
I know. No, that's fair. That's fair. Rocco, as you always just sit and just wait to be asked, and you're just very polite, man. I'm going to give you the final words, mate. Give us. The new this is I'm going to do it moving forward. What is the final word on the final word?
Rutter.
There you go. Thank you very much, folks. Make sure you smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check everyone else's channels out, and we'll see you all very soon. It's going to be a busy week, so make sure you get notifications on, and we'll see you on the other side, peeps.